Well, spring is almost here, and it's time for a change. I'm finally going to retire the old Schwinn Talc and put its replacement into business. And this is the replacement. The Norco Fluid. I'm looking forward to getting it ready to go. I just have to swap some parts over from the old Schwinn onto the Norco and get it ready to roll. Well, there we are. I think she is ready to go. I did a couple of things they told me I couldn't really do. They told me I couldn't put a fender like this on here. I'd have to get just these very flimsy things that they tie wrap on. But I took a bushing just like this one, which came out of a wheel for an old lawn tractor, and took the edge down, ground it down, and actually got it to fit up inside here, and then put a plug in that with a nut on the other side. So now I've managed to get this fender on here really good and tight. I'm very happy with that. The other thing they told me I couldn't do was put this rack on here, but I did want it. It's a good rack. So I have this aluminum block that I made that splits in half and clamps onto the seat post here and attaches, and that works great now. So it's on, and I've got my Garmin system all hooked up here and ready to go to track cadence and speed and everything. And the last thing was the rear light. So that was pretty easy to figure out. I've just got a couple of these very heavy black rubber bands holding it in place, and the light's inside getting charged right now. So we're ready to go. Oh, and of course I've got a spot to mount my GoPro on the handlebars, and my mount for my Garmin. So both bikes are now fully ready to go. Sarah and I will probably do a very short test ride on them today. I do have a bunch of other stuff I want to get lined up and ready to go. So we're in the garden shed, and obviously the John Deere lawn tractor isn't here anymore. I've got it down in the shop. I've got to get the snowblower pulled off of it and get it ready for lawn rolling. I want to get that started very soon. There's still a lot of snow in the front yard, but it is going away. And then I have a bit of a mess to clean up. So all of this stuff, of course, is from when I was taking trees down here to clear out for my birch trees that I want, and to make room for starling. And there's the big pine over there. So I've got to start cleaning all of this stuff up. I've done some limbing, but it's time to grind this stuff up and start bucking these trees. Well, it's another lovely day out here. The snow is slowly subsiding. I just recently put up a couple of bird feeders, as you can see here. I haven't had bird feeders out here in many, many years. So they've been out for, I'd say 4 days now. And so far, no sign of birds. They haven't found them yet. We're going to get back out to cleaning up where you've seen me running the chipper. Got to take the chainsaw out there and cut up some of the logs into smaller pieces and that kind of thing, and continue progressing forward with that. And then, if energy permits, towards the end of the day, I think I'll do a change and go out on the new bike for the first real test ride. Should be interesting, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day for it. So let's get the ATV ready and the chainsaws loaded up and get out to our work area. So we made some pretty good progress yesterday. I got 2 big bunches cleared up, but one of the issues that comes up in the spring around here are these thorn bushes that come up, and they are nasty. They will rip you up if you're not careful. So working in this area, I've got to use leather gloves. I do prefer the cut gloves that I usually wear, but the leather palm gloves with a high cuff really help protect you dealing with these thorns. So I can chop them down, pile them, and then I'll actually push them through the chipper, and that'll be the end of them. So the idea is to do some cutting up of the logs here today and bring them over and just drop them temporarily in this area before I can come in with the trailer and actually haul them out. So, and then I can get back to grinding up more of the brush that's down here. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the thorns and stuff, clean up this area, and then start cutting up the logs into handleable pieces and piling them up here. And we'll see how that goes. So we're going to... Well, that was fun. Didn't get any scratches, so that worked well. So now I've got a spot where I can start piling the logs that I cut, and then get farther back into gathering up all the limbs. And dropping the tree is just the start of it. That's the easy part. Then you've got to limb it, then you've got to clean up the limbs, you've got to bucket up. It's an awful lot of work to doing it, but we're getting there. Okay guys, we've got a lot more done out here. Getting quite a good sized pile there, getting things cleaned up, and we're getting lots and lots of chips to be able to spread around on the trails. That will be nice. And we're getting closer to the big pine. Got a ways to go yet before I get to that. And then there's all these old dead stumps that I want to get rid of. This is stuff that was left over from the previous owner who did a pretty rough job at logging this property. Never cleaned anything up. It was pretty horrendously messy. So we've come a long way with that, and I certainly don't want to fall behind. So we're going to keep working at it. But for now, we're going to take a break, get things tidied up out here, and get the bike ready. And we're going to go give it a first run. So that should be interesting. Okay guys, it's still really pretty nice out here. So we're just getting the bike ready to roll. I've got all of the gear from the old mountain bike switched over onto this that I want. So we'll just get saddled up and start rolling down the road here. This is where this bike really shines. It's got very low gearing for hills. Works very nicely. Well, there's our friends watching us. They are shaggy boys. That big Canadian looks like he's had a good brushing already. He looks much tidier than the last time we saw him. Okay, so far the gearing on this seems really good. I'm very happy with it. Lots of low end. And I've still got some half decent top end when I'm going down hills, so that's good. Okay, jackets off, let's keep going. Well, we're just a little over halfway on this ride. I've got about 8K on here. And so far, the bike has been really good. It's got great climbing ability. Even though I'm pretty badly out of shape, I was still able to get up some very nasty hills. So very pleased with it. So we're gonna take a breather here and then get rolling on again. There's a collection of furry looking beasts out enjoying the warm weather. Look at the horns on them. Well, we're getting there. We just got chased by a bunch of dogs. I wish I could have had the video camera on for that. I would have sent that to the cops. And that was a bit ridiculous. But anyway, we're getting close to being done. So I'd say, oh, we got about 5 kilometers left. So let's finish this up. Well, there we are, guys. Bike's a bit of a muddy mess, but it worked very, very well. I'm quite pleased. It was a good ride. So that's going to be it for today's video. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you out on the trails the next time.